cops aren't telling us how they were able to crack this case, but this is what might have led to it. Take a look here. 1, 2, 3 surveillance cameras pointing directly in the area where the fire happened. And if you follow me over here, I can show you. Look at all the damage left behind from that fire. And check this out. Here's why this is so dangerous, because right across this fence here, dozens of apartments. This is the home neighbors are now calling a drug addiction treatment center. It's smack in the middle of a neighborhood. So we decided to see how close it is to where children live. It's less than 25 feet. Those new details disturbing, to say the least. Prosecutors alleging in court for the first time Ray Tennant beat his wife with a Lysol can. This is the house neighbors have been complaining about, and that window there on the right is one of the windows where that sign was. Also right here where you see these blue tacks, another sign was right here. Here in Guilford, some stores like Page Hardware have already made the switch to paper. We've been in town for several hours talking to taxpayers. We've also been trying to track down Mayor Joe Maturo. He hasn't returned any of my phone calls, but we finally caught up with him here at Town Hall. We have obtained this federal grand jury subpoena that was issued to the East Haven Board of Education as part of an ongoing criminal investigation.
News 8's Mario Boone broke this story earlier today. He's live now from fire headquarters. And Mario, how did the department know something was wrong?
Well, Darren, firefighters from Engine Company 5 were preparing to roll out on another call when they realized they were missing a fireman. That's when they discovered the man unresponsive in the firehouse. News 8 has learned exclusively that a New Haven firefighter suffered an apparent drug overdose Saturday afternoon while on duty at the Woodward Avenue Fire Station.
I have 5-0 from AMR. They're working on one patient at this time, conscious, semi-alert.
His condition so dire, fellow firefighters had to revive him with Narcan before calling in a code 26 fire talk for send the ambulance.
Send me a 26 to Woodward Station.
According to multiple sources who want to stay anonymous for fear of losing their jobs, the firefighter was reportedly discovered unresponsive by co-workers when he should have been responding to this 911 call.
Emergency 1, Townsend Avenue for the stroke.
Engine Company 5 had to be taken off their original 911 call to treat his suspected overdose.
Engine Company 5 and Emergency Company 1 is going to be off duty for a while.
Fire Chief John Austin Jr. personally responded to the Woodward Station. We caught up with him Tuesday, arriving at fire headquarters.
Currently, the matter is under investigation, and we will not release anything further until a personnel evaluation has been done and investigation has been done.
This case, at least the second New Haven firefighter this year found under the influence on the job. We told you in May about another firefighter testing positive for cocaine and alcohol while on the clock.
We're not immune to the ills of society, nor the remedies of society as well.
All right, and next at 6, we're working to learn how this firefighter's overdose might have impacted response times here in the city. We're also hearing from the mayor's office. That part of the story next on News 8 at 6.
News 8's Mario Boone is live on the scene. Mario, what do we know at this hour?
Very, very active scene here. I just confirmed with one of the deputy chiefs here in New Haven an officer-involved shooting. Let me step back and show you where all the action is happening. This is at the intersection of Howard Avenue and Lamberton, and I am looking at probably several dozen police officers. The late word I just received from Deputy Chief Reyes here at New Haven Police Department is this was, in fact, an officer-involved shooting. Now, we don't know who the suspect is in this case, what the condition of the suspect is at this time. But what I can tell you is that the area around Howard Avenue between Lamberton down to First is completely blocked off by police. So if you need to come this way, I would suggest an alternate route. But what we can tell you right at this moment is an active investigation underway of an officer-involved shooting here in New Haven. Now, I see the deputy chief here on scene. He is gathering info. And Chief, I don't want to put you on the spot. Are you able to tell us anything right now on air, or do we need to get back with you?
Well, what I can tell you is that it appears preliminarily that we have an officer-involved shooting.
First, are your folks okay?
Our people are okay.
Okay, good.
There was an individual that was struck. We're trying to work out the details now. Both the officer and the individual are headed to the hospital. It doesn't appear to be life-threatening at this time. But obviously, this is very early on. We're trying to sort things out. We've contacted the state's attorney's office and to make sure they're en route to take over the investigation.
Okay. Chief, thank you. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I appreciate it. So that's the very latest information we have from the deputy police chief here. Let me give you another look at the scene. You can see that down there is where all the action is taking place, where the investigation is unfolding. I've seen probably at least a couple dozen officers here. And again, Howard Avenue blocked at Lamberton Street. So if you need to come this way, I would suggest an alternate route. Of course, News 8 will be here on scene monitoring developments. We will have more updates on this developing officer-involved shooting on WTNH.com. Well, we've been investigating this story since it happened 4 months ago, and tonight we finally have the exclusive video and dozens of pages of internal records about the incident. Surveillance video obtained exclusively by News 8 shows longtime New Haven Public Schools worker Frank Redente Jr. fighting with a juvenile student, landing Redente in big trouble. The incident happened in May at Wilbur Cross High School. Video shows the boy walking away as Redente pushes him from behind. Outside investigators found the push, quote, unnecessarily provoked the student. An independent investigation was conducted because Redente is the son of a school board member. The probe cost taxpayers more than $14,000 and found Redente violated policy by using force that was, quote, not reasonable or necessary. Redente also faulted for using a, quote, restraint of the student contrary to state law.
I agree. That isn't within policy.
We showed the video to retired school police officer Jeff Fletcher.
There could have been a better way to handle that. And again, as a former SRO for 7 years in the system, that is not the way you want to handle that.
Redente declined to be interviewed, but noted in a written statement, DCF cleared him of abuse and neglect claims. The report notes the child in the scuffle has a history of school discipline problems. Despite that, Redente suspended 15 days without pay, ordered to attend anger management training, and transferred from Wilbur Cross to Fairhaven School. Now, we have posted Redente's full statement as well as the statement by New Haven Public Schools and the entire investigative file on our website, WTNH.com. You can read it for yourself.
I'm deeply hurt and I'm crushed about it.
More trouble at Hampden Plains Cemetery, where News 8 first exposed 2 weeks ago gravediggers lost the body of George Johnson.
I wanted to be next to my daughter.
Now, new problems center on this New Haven grandma. Only News 8 learned Audrey Richards' Hampden Plains certificate of ownership for the burial plot she purchased 22 years ago, now useless.
This is where I'm supposed to be at.
The grave she paid $390 to rest eternally beside her already departed husband and daughter.
I found out this past Monday that the grave has been taken
by the corpse of a stranger. The current managers of Hampden Plains U.S. Cemetery weren't in charge when Richards first bought her plot. A spokesman for the company could not be reached Friday. Richards says she was prompted to check on her grave after seeing our story about Johnson's body, which happens to still be missing.
You broke the news because had you not done so, I would have been still in doubt, not knowing.
Richards points out gravediggers have been trying to help put the saga to rest, yet it's unclear what can be done to ease her devastation.
Still up in it here, and I'm still crushed about it.
Just a bizarre story there. Now, again, we reached out to Hampden Plains today, but their spokesman was away. Of course, if you are having problems at Hampden Plains, we want to hear from you. Reporting live from News 8 tonight, I'm Mario Boone, News 8.